Hey, what's up, guys? Fans of Star Wars The Old Republic, rejoice. We finally have some news on patch 7.4, which should be arriving for the holiday season. Let's jump into this live stream and blog post and see what is in store for us for 7.4. Alright, most of us Star Wars The Old Republic fans want to see what is next with the story. This game does story maybe better than any other MMO out there, so what's on the horizon? Well, I think we're going to continue, it looks like, the Mandalorian storyline that's been ongoing with Shea Vizla and with Lane Vizla, her cousin. And so we are going to travel to Ord Mantell, or we're going to go back to Ord Mantell, which is really cool. I like when they revisit old planets and create new areas, kind of like they did with the recent Voss patch that we got. But how this is going to differ from the Voss patch is we're actually getting a return to daily areas. And if you're a Star Wars The Old Republic player like me, I think we really enjoy our daily areas, and it's some of the coolest content that the game has to offer. So I'm glad they're bringing that back. And the area is going to be called Kessen's Landing. It looks really beautiful. I'm excited to go check out this area and see what it's all about. And they're going to bring a new world boss, kind of some of the staples that we're used to seeing, you know, when we get a new area on a planet or a new planet itself. Now, there is one thing that I was very intrigued about, and I think they did a good job at teasing this, and they mentioned some sort of new technology or new tech that's going to help you maybe traverse Kessen's Landing, and they didn't go into a lot of detail, but they just were very coy and hinted at, hey, you're really going to want this new piece of tech, and it's going to help you get around maybe with your movement. You know, I have lots of cool thoughts of what this might be, and in my mind, the coolest and what I think the number one thing that this could be is some sort of, I don't want to say flying mount, because I don't want there to be flying mounts in Star Wars The Old Republic, but if we could get some sort of gliding tech or maybe a jetpack booster, I am thinking maybe like some sort of jetpack that has a limited fuel bar or stamina bar where you can't fly forever, so maybe you can launch into the air and travel a little bit. I love games that have this type of feature. I go to Guild Wars 2 and ArcAge, games that do gliding really well. And so a glider for me, or some sort of limited jetpack that we would be able to use in this area or even the world, I think just sounds amazing. And I hope this is what this new tech is. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think this new tech is? It's going to help us traverse the world easier? Is it just going to be some sort of mount with special capabilities, or maybe this glider jetpack thought that I've had? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So as a person who really puts a lot of thought into my characters and what they look like and the dyes that I have applied to all their armor sets, the introduction of these new dye packs that they featured has me really excited. I mean, if we take a look, just this new metallic tech that they're introducing, man, it just adds a whole new layer of customization. You know, obviously I think the commando, maybe some of the Mandalorian trooper armor looks best, but it looks like you can even apply this to medium armor or light armor, the cloth pieces and Jedi robes that are going to be in the game. And so with that being the case, this is just going to open up a whole new level of customization for a lot of us out there. And I'll just tell you, the first place my mind went to when I saw some of these is I thought, man, this is a perfect opportunity to sort of roleplay as a Mandalorian getting their Beskar armor. So, you know, maybe after a certain point in the story, you return to the armorer in your personal roleplay and you upgrade one of your pieces to Beskar armor, and you attach one of these metallic dye packs to make it really look like the Beskar armor, like it does when Mando in the TV series will add a new piece to his gear set. And so I just think, you know, Star Wars is such a great game for customization, and with the outfitter, the looks in Star Wars in the movies are so iconic, and I think Star Wars The Old Republic is just doing a great job of letting us put together our own armor sets that reflect the world of Star Wars. And I think they're doing even a great job too in this recent era really incorporating the armor sets from Disney Plus. I know we got the Ahsoka armor set recently, and it looks like they're adding the Sabine Wren armor set in 7.4. They're doing a great job on cosmetics, and so I'm super excited to get my hands on some of these dye packs and, you know, change up some of the looks of my armor sets that I have in the Outfitter. And finally, I want to talk about the gearing changes that they're introducing. They're of course adding a new tier of gear, or raising the item level, which isn't that interesting. I mean, MMOs have done this since the beginning of time, but this is going to be the Ricotta gear, which will raise the item level up to 344. Here is where it gets interesting. If you remember, in 7.3.1, they provided a way for players to trade their conquest commendations, which is kind of the lowest currency to get the entry level set of gear, and they made the change where that currency could be traded for the flashpoint currency or the dungeon currency. And you know what? I just thought this was a nice touch to get those maybe daily area players or heroic players into flashpoints, and it just made a lot of sense for me. At the time, I said, okay, I personally am a PvP player. I mainly play PvP, and that's just what I love to do. Occasionally though, I will get the itch to go do some flashpoints or really do some operations. But the problem is I just have PvP gear. I can't do operations really at a high level. So at the time I said, what if I could trade my PvP currency for operations currency or flashpoints currency? I just thought they should open it up so that everyone can trade any currency from the game type they like and accumulate gear from other aspects of the game. And I just thought that would broaden the range of players who could now participate in all these types of content. I think this is what they're going to do, and I believe this is going to be a great change for the game. I just think this is a nice touch to allow players to cross over and to experience more of the game, and I don't see the downside. I think it's going to be beautiful. Let me know in the comments below, are you happy about this change? Do you see it like I do? Or are you like, you know what, I do operations, I don't want people who don't do operations to be able to get my set of gear? I don't know. I think that's kind of an outdated approach, and I think Star Wars: The Old Republic at this point, being a little more casual, I think it should open up the doors for everyone to get in and play the type of content they want, and to me, this is a great change. So that is what we know about 7.4 coming out holiday season this year. And of course, I think still the main question on a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic fans is what is coming after 7.4. And Keith Koenig, the executive producer, hinted that there will be a 7.5 and potentially a 7.6 maybe arriving over the next year in 2024. And so all that is great news, of course, and I am excited to see them get back to a Sith versus Jedi storyline maybe in this expansion that is known as Legacy of the Sith, and kind of get past the Mandalorian storyline and see what's next. But I think what most people are wondering is, are we going to see an 8.0 maybe coming, you know, in 2025 or at the end of 2024? I think we want to know, is there going to be another big expansion? And how big will the expansion be? What would an 8.0 expansion look like? What sort of content? What would the scope be? I think is really what is on a lot of our minds. But in the meantime, I was really impressed with this live stream. I think this is the best live stream that they've had recently. I just think the content delivery was great. The pacing was great. And, you know, sometimes the dead air can kill a live stream. And I thought it was just really cool how they did the little behind the scenes camera. And so, look, do I want a little more transparency from the team at Broadsword? Of course. And hopefully we'll get that. And Keith mentioned kind of an internal roadmap that the team is working off of. He maybe teased a little bit that they would be putting out some information on what the road ahead looks like. So I hope they put out a roadmap to kind of give us a clear picture of where everything is going. But I'm still enjoying this game. I love Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm looking forward to, I believe they mentioned the next PvP season on November 7th, which will get me going until 7.4 comes out. So let me know in the comments below, what are you guys' thoughts on the state of Star Wars: The Old Republic, especially since their move to Broadsword? Are you excited for 7.4? Are you hopeful for the future content and what they're going to come out with? It looks like they're upgrading the tech, every time they speak to us, which, this just shows that they're going strong and they're making improvements to this game. So to me, things look positive. If you want to discuss this more, leave a comment or jump in our Discord. I'll leave the link below and just have a chat with us about MMOs, other games. Jump in and play some games with us. And like and subscribe if you want to get notified the next time we come out with some Star Wars news. But thanks for joining me today. See you guys.